Hi, it's James. Welcome to Cowboy Country. I am the unofficial mayor of Cowboy Country, and I'm just so happy to have you here with us. Actually, figured out how to use this little remote control on my new tripod. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, we are going to today. I say today, I did it Sunday night. I'm going to release the video Monday morning. We're going to preview Gold and Blue Dude's favorite team, the West Virginia Mountaineers. And let me say this up front. I see good things for the Mountaineers this year. I really do. I think this football team has the potential to be a contender for the Big 12. I think that the last game of the year between Oklahoma State and West Virginia is going to be a barn burner. I'm just excited about Big 12 football as a whole, and so let's get in. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think. By the way, I keep looking down. I'm looking at my Remarkable, and I also did get a lot of stuff from Phil Steele's magazine. So if I look down, I'm looking at my Remarkable, I'm looking at my notes. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think that the Mountaineers are going to be really good this year, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why they may not be so good. Bare minimum, you're looking at a 7-8 win team, makes a bowl game, and gives JT Daniels an opportunity to grow. And if he's not great this year, he'll be great next year. That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, they finish 10-2, 11-1, possibly compete for a Big 12 title. So, why am I so high on West Virginia? Number 1, quarterback JT Daniels. This guy's a bona fide stud. I did not know that he started his college career at USC. Apparently, only played 1 game though his sophomore year. Injured his knee, which is terrible, but unfortunately there's always that risk that if another player comes in, they can take your spot. Stuff happens. It's sad, but that's what happens in sports. So he goes to Georgia, only plays a handful of games, but the numbers don't lie. This guy's got talent. He went 389 for 610, 63.8% completion rate. He's thrown for 4,840 yards. Overall in his career, he's thrown 32 touchdowns and 16 interceptions, which gives him a quarterback rating of 142.5, which is great, but I don't know what a perfect score is. So, but I'm learning. The thing, though, is when he was at Georgia, when he did get to play, he threw 17 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. That was according to College Football Live. So he's got tremendous potential. And the thing that's going to make him better is my second reason, and that is West Virginia hiring Graham Harrell as their offensive coordinator. So not only do you have Neil Brown, who's a genius when it comes to the spread offense and the whole air raid system of Mike Leach, but then you bring in Graham Harrell, who's another expert when it comes to the air raid offense. What a great hire. That may be a better hire as a coordinator than Oklahoma State hiring Mason from Auburn at defensive coordinator. This is a great hire. My only concern really for West Virginia is that Graham Harrell is a tremendous coach. He's very smart. How long is he going to want to stay in OC? Obviously, other quarterbacks have moved on to become coaches. Mike Gundy, and then here recently, Heupel at Tennessee. So how long is Graham Harrell going to want to stay there as offensive coordinator? Honestly, I would pony up the money if I was West Virginia and keep that guy around, because he's going to help. Now the schedule, I have the schedule as a plus and a minus, because the good news is, and this is point number 3, the good news is they got Baylor at home, they've got OU at home, and they've got Kansas State at home. And we previewed Kansas State already. Yes, they're going to be good. I did not give them enough credit when I initially did my Big 12 predictions. No disrespect to you Wildcat fans, but I'll admit they're probably better than I thought they were. So for West Virginia to get them at home, instead of having to go to Manhattan, instead of having to go to the Little Apple, that's a good thing. Now, what are some of the negatives? Well, first off, you have 7 offensive players returning, but you only have 4 on defense. Now, this is very similar to what I said about Iowa State. If you have enough guys that maybe they weren't the starter, but they rotated in, that might alleviate some of the problems on defense. Here's where the problem comes. Number 2, and this is a real big red flag for me. They've got to get this fixed. According to College Football Live, and I watched a video just a couple hours ago, West Virginia last year had the most sacks in school history. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're running the spread offense. I don't care if you're running wishbone. I don't care if you're running West Coast offense, where you're throwing the ball 3-4 yards at a time. I don't care what kind of offense you have. You have to be able to win the battle up front. The big uglies, your offensive line, has to be good. And that's going to help you establish the run. That's going to help you do play action pass. That's going to help you to give your quarterback a little bit more time to find an open receiver. Granted, JT Daniels has been in a system similar to what Graham Harrell is going to implement, so he's very comfortable with it, but he still has to have enough time to go first receiver, second receiver, third receiver. He has to be able to go through his progressions. He has to be able to have time to throw the football. And not that I want to sit here and demonstrate, but a true an accurate passer is going to learn how to, you start with your weight on your back foot, and as you turn and throw the football, you're going to move your weight from your back foot to your front foot, because you're kind of standing sideways and your feet are pointed that direction. The field's this way. So you have to be able to do that. And a lot of times if somebody is rushed or if they're hurried, they don't transition their weight from the back foot to the front foot. They don't get all their oomph behind it, and what will happen is the ball will sail. And then easy to pick it off. So it's very important that West Virginia protects JT Daniels. They have to shore up that offensive line. Now, I also told you earlier, and this is my third point, that the schedule is going to be, it's a plus because you got 3 tough games at home. Then you got several games away. Pitt, it's not as tough. They lost their stud receiver to USC. They got they had a quarterback get hurt, unfortunately. I never want to see a college athlete get hurt, so I feel bad for the guy. So I think that's a win. And I hope Golden Blue Dude has a phenomenal time and has fun at Pitt. The ironic thing is, he's going to be at Pitt on September 1st. I'm going to be in Stillwater on September 1st watching Oklahoma State play Central Michigan. So hopefully both of our teams will win. We'll have a lot of fun. They have a road trip at Vatek. I don't care how good or bad they are. They're not as good as they were during the Beamer years, obviously. But the atmosphere at Virginia Tech is absolutely phenomenal. It's one of those things that I want to see it's on my bucket list. I'm 49 years old. It's on my bucket list. I got to see South Carolina, the whole entrance when they come out to Ric Flair's theme, Space Odyssey 2001. That was really cool. I want to see the USC thing where the Trojan takes his sword and plants it at the 50-yard line. I want to see Ohio State where they dot the I in Ohio. I want to see the Big House. I want to see Michigan's stadium in person. I want to see Vatech because I want to see when the players come out to enter Sandman. Whoever created that is an absolute genius, but I want to see it. But that atmosphere is crazy. So they also have to play at Texas, at Iowa State, and Oklahoma State. And I told you at the very end of the year that game is going to be for all. I think the winner of that game is going to end up in the Big 12 championship game. So I'm very high on West Virginia. I think they're a really good football team. The addition of JT Daniels, the addition of the offensive coordinator, it's great. The one thing that could really hurt them is if they don't shore up that offensive line. Now, I'm not previewing Oklahoma State right now, obviously. I'm previewing West Virginia. But the one thing that Oklahoma State has that I believe gives them an edge over practically everybody, including OU and Texas, is I believe Rob Glass is one of the best, if not the best, strength and conditioning coaches in all of college football. So West Virginia, if they still have problems with their offensive line during the year, this year, seriously needs to think about looking at a different strength and conditioning coach. That way they can get their offensive linemen up to speed and get them. Those big uglies have got to be strong and be able to give their quarterback time to throw the football. And if they give JT Daniels time to throw the football, the Mountaineers are going to be successful this year. No doubt about it. So, anyway, that's my preview of West Virginia. We're going to get into the Texas schools later, and then I'll end with OU, and my last one will be Oklahoma State. I know this is a channel primarily for Oklahoma State, but I want to do this Big 12 preview to give the OSU fans and other people a real chance to look at the Big 12. I believe this is a really good football conference. I think we're just as good as anybody else in the country, the SEC or the Big Ten. And when you look at the depth that the Big 12 has, you will see how these teams are really, really good. The only one really right now that I wouldn't call good is Kansas. And they're improving. So, anyway, thank you for watching. And I hope you have a great week. Tune in tomorrow. We'll start on the Texas teams. And until then, greetings from Cowboy Country and have a great day.